Let's talk about IT audits. For years, the traditional approach has been the hoarder's method, a massive checklist of hundreds of items. You trudge through ticking boxes. Is the password policy dated? Is the server room extinguisher inspected? Is the backup tape from 1998 labeled? Tick, tick, tick. It's thorough, but it's also a colossal waste of time. This checklist-driven madness is like searching for a needle in a haystack by examining every piece of hay. You focus on trivialities, like the font on a policy, while missing the giant red flag customer data being siphoned off. The real problem? Lack of focus. Traditional auditing treats every issue as equally important. That's like a doctor spending as much time on a paper cut as a heart attack. In today's world, spending weeks on low-risk controls is a luxury no one can afford. We need a smarter, way risk-based IT auditing. It's about focusing on what could actually bring the company down, not getting lost in the weeds. The shift is from have we checked everything to have we checked the right things? It's time to change before something truly awful happens. So what is risk-based auditing? Think of it like packing for a trip to the Antarctic. The checklist packer brings everything, sun cream, snorkel, flip-flops, just because it's on the list. The risk-based packer asks, what's the biggest risk? And packs for the cold. That's risk-based auditing. Focus on the most likely and severe threats. You start by understanding the business. What's critical? What keeps the CEO up at night? Identify the IT systems that support those critical functions. Those are your high-risk areas. Prioritize ruthlessly. Not all systems are equal. The payment system matters more than the canteen menu. Spend most of your time on the few systems that carry most of the risk. This transforms auditors from box tickers to strategic advisors. You're not just pointing out missing signatures. You're flagging the ancient server the business depends on. It's about preventing failures, not just documenting them. You become a forward-looking risk manager, and that's a far more valuable job. So how do you find the big, scary risks? Start by understanding the business. Too many auditors dive into server logs without knowing what the company actually does. Talk to executives. What are our most important goals? What are you most afraid will go wrong? Map IT systems to business functions. Which systems are load-bearing? Which are just nice-to-haves? The systems that, if they failed, would cause chaos or financial loss. Those are your prime suspects. Use a risk matrix plot likelihood against impact. High likelihood and high impact? Top priority. Low likelihood and low impact? Worry about it later. Always consider the crown jewels, the data. Where is the most sensitive information? That's a high-risk area by default. A breach of that data could mean fines, lawsuits, and lost trust. Follow the data. Understand its life cycle. The systems that touch your most critical data are where a small flaw can become a disaster. Find them and audit them thoroughly. That's how you spot what really matters. Once you've found your high-risk targets, plan your audit like a surgical strike, precise and fast. Do your homework. Gather existing reports, incident logs, and risk assessments before you start. Align your audit goals with business priorities. Don't just test patching. Verify that critical servers are protected to prevent revenue loss. This keeps your team focused and shows stakeholders you understand what matters. For interviews, skip the generic questions. Use your research to ask targeted, relevant questions. For example, walk me through the emergency change to the payment gateway last week. Embrace continuous control testing. Annual audits are outdated. Use technology to monitor key controls in real time. Automated checks free you up to focus on complex risks. Make the audit an ongoing conversation, not a yearly event. That's how you get faster, smarter audits. Risk-based auditing is powerful, but there are traps. The first, risk-based in name only. Don't just trim your old checklist. Change your mindset. If a control doesn't address a real business risk, leave it alone. Go for depth, not breadth. Don't ignore stakeholders. If you don't talk to business leaders in IT, your audit will miss the real story. Their insights reveal what's truly risky. Beware the compliance trap. Compliance isn't security. You can be compliant and still vulnerable. Consider compliance, but don't let it define your audit. Focus on real-world threats, not just ticking regulatory boxes. Avoid static risk assessments. Risks change constantly. Your audit plan must adapt to new threats as they emerge. If a major new risk appears mid-audit, pivot and address it. Agility isn't just for developers, it's for auditors too. Stay flexible, stay relevant. No IT auditor succeeds alone. A risk-based audit is a team effort. Your best allies? The IT department. Build a partnership. Treat them as experts, not suspects. The security team is another goldmine. They know the threats and weak spots. Collaborate to share intelligence and avoid duplicating work. Legal and risk management teams help you understand the business impact of threats. Align your IT risk assessment with the broader organizational risk view. This connects your findings to what matters to the board. Building these relationships creates a culture of shared responsibility. Security and risk management become everyone's job. Teamwork makes audits faster, more effective, and the whole organization stronger. Let's wrap up. The old checklist approach to IT auditing is outdated and dangerous. It gives a false sense of security, while real threats go unchecked. Risk-based IT auditing is a fundamental shift. Focus on what matters most. Start with the business, find the crown jewels, and prioritize ruthlessly. You save time, reduce audit fatigue, and deliver insights leaders actually use. Faster audits, higher impact, and better protection for the organization. You become part of the solution, not just a box ticker. This isn't just about easier audits, it's about survival. Today's threats are relentless. A risk-based audit is your best defense. You can keep ticking boxes while the ship sinks or steer the business to safety. The choice is yours. Choose wisely. If you found this helpful, subscribe and share.